Welcome everyone to Meow's Virtual Adoptions. It is June 27th and it's a beautiful day outside. And this week I have several kitties for you. I have a brand new one, a beautiful little Maine Coon mix. You're going to want to see this little girl. She's gorgeous. So I'm going to just jump right in with everything. I want to let you know, first of all, like I said, welcome to Meow's Virtual Adoptions. We are the largest foster-based, 100% all-volunteer nonprofit kitten rescue group in California. So, we are located in beautiful Southern California in Santa Ana, and we rescue abused, injured, and abandoned cats and kittens from all over the place. Many of the rescues are from shelters. They are found by people in airplanes, on delivery trucks, in warehouses, or left in boxes, in parks, under cars, many places. Our rescue kittens are raised in private foster homes with caring and loving families. Sometimes there are children, sometimes there are dogs in the home. Often they're raised with their other siblings. Our mission is to rescue and rehabilitate abused, abandoned, and neglected cats and kittens. We provide temporary foster homes until we can arrange for a permanent, loving, safe, loving forever home. We strive to educate the public on overpopulation of cats and the benefits of spaying and neutering your pets. And we also provide referrals to low-cost spay-neuter programs to the public in our area. This year, 2020, is MeowzResQ's 20th year rescuing cats and kittens. It's an amazing journey. I've been with the rescue myself for 6 or 7 years now. It grows every year. We strive to give these animals a second chance at finding a forever home, and we operate entirely on donations, small grants, and adoption fees. So if you are able to donate, we would appreciate anything that you would be able to give. Without further ado, let's just jump right in. I do want to bring up, I'm going to bring up some, just a little bit of information in the beginning so that you don't need to wait until afterwards to figure out what you need to do. So the first thing I want to show everybody is I want to make sure that everybody understands that our cats and kittens are not free. There is an adoption fee. The adoption fees are basically, these are just general fees. They're basically what I believe these cats are expected to be adopted as. So you see that the exotic breeds, the Siamese, Russian Blue, Maine Coon, Ragdoll, those are all exotic breeds. We adopt those kittens and cats for $200. If the kitten is under a year old, then it's $175, except for the exotic breeds. And if the cat is over a year old, then it's $150. Now that does include all sorts of things. It includes the cat or kitten is spayed or neutered, so you don't have to worry about them getting pregnant or yowling in the middle of the night because they want to get somebody pregnant. We give them their FVRCP vaccination, at least the very first one. If they're in our care, there is a window for a second vaccination. If they're in our care, we give that one as well. We also give them deworming medication and a flea treatment. Some of the cats and kittens that we get are given microchips sometimes from the shelters, sometimes the fosters go and do that themselves. Same with rabies vaccinations. So that gives you an idea of what's covered in our adoption fees, everything that's paid for from there. What is the adoption process? So basically, I also want to just cover this really quickly. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get your application into our office. You can request one via email at MeowzResQ@gmail.com. Once you get that application, fill it out, send it back to MeowzResQ@gmail.com, and then the next thing you're going to do is find the kitty that you want to adopt. We have many places that we post ads online about our kitties. Some of them are posted on Pet Finder. You might be able to find some on Adopt a Pet, Craigslist. We have a Facebook page, Facebook/MeoowzResQ. And then obviously you're going to be able to find a few of the kitties here during my adoption events on Saturdays here on YouTube. So you'll see not every place has the same kitties. Some fosters opt to post them on one versus another, but we try to get up as many of the kitties ads as we possibly can. The next thing that the next thing you're going to want to do is, once you find that kitty, you're going to call our office at 714-997-0868, and you're going to leave a message. You need to speak slowly and clearly, unlike what I've been doing. Leave your name, your phone number, the name of the kitty that you wish to adopt, the MRQ number. If you know that number, it's very important. A lot of times when we have a lot of black kitties, many of the fosters like to name those kittens Elvis or Mystery or Mystique or Shadow. So we might have 3 or 4 shadows, and it's really important to know which kitten named Shadow that you saw is the one that you are wanting. So if you know that MRQ number, it's really important that you include that when you leave the message. And then also, it also helps for us to track down the correct kitten if you tell us where you saw that kitten at. So if you found that kitten on Adopt a Pet, just say, saw the kitten on Adopt a Pet, MRQ number is this, kitten's name is this. Name and phone number, obviously, very, very important. So now that you kind of have the idea of what you need to do once you find that kitten, the information is there at the bottom of the screen. Let's go ahead and jump in and show you the kitties that I do have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 kittens to show you today. 5 of them you've seen before already. So the first one up I'm going to show you is Cleopatra. Let me read you her information. If I can find it really quick, that's not it. Her foster mom sent me a lot of information about her, and this is what her foster mom says. So Cleopatra, her MRQ number is I1-19-38. She's a female. She was born March 2nd of 2019, so she is over a year old. So her adoption fee would be $150. She is a domestic short hair black cat. This is what her foster mom says about Cleopatra. Cleopatra is a sleek black kitty whose regal bearing and elite attitude makes it feel like she was pulled directly from ancient Egypt. She has a delicate bone structure, which makes her petite and divine. Cleopatra has a little white star on her tummy, which keeps her from being a Bombay, and that's a special category of black kitty that has no white hairs whatsoever. Cleopatra was found in a park a few short months after she was born. She was very scared in the beginning, and it took careful attention and patience to socialize her. Now she enjoys being petted and likes to follow her humans around, watching whatever they are doing. Cleopatra gets along well with other kitties, so will be happiest with another kitty in the home. Her new family will need to be patient and let her learn to trust you, as she is a bit shy in new situations. If you give her a chance, she will rule over your heart in no time. So that's Cleopatra. I do know that this foster has a small dog. So she is used to small dogs. She's used to other cats. Big dogs may take a little bit more time for her to get used to, but eventually she would come around. Again, her MRQ number is I1-19-38. The next kitty that I want to show you is Jackpot. Jackpot comes from the same house as Cleopatra, so they've been raised together. Jackpot, his MRQ number is D2-20-2. He was born in September of 2019, so he's not quite a year yet. So his adoption fee is going to be $175. By the way, these are just adoption fees that I believe these kitties are supposed to be at. If you call the office and they tell you something different, then they are the ones that are correct, not me. They always have the right information, where I'm just taking a guess at what that fee is going to be. Let's see. Jackpot is a domestic short hair cow kitty, which is white and just with black spots, just like a cow. So let me read what his foster mom has to say about him. Jackpot is white with black spots and is what we call a moo, or a cow kitty. He even has a black spot that resembles half of a mustache. Okay. He and his sister Dulcie, along with two brothers who've already found their forever homes, were rescued from a local park in December, where their mom was part of a colony. Mom has also been rescued, but she's not quite ready for adoption. Jackpot is a very active young man and quite a talker. He was very noisy during his first adoption event, but it wasn't because of the novelty of being somewhere new. He talks up a storm at home, letting you know the exact moment he finds a spot to explore or play in and desires your company. His foster mom claims that Jackpot has a Roman profile and the cutest walk. He seems to be a little bow-legged, so struts along like a cowboy with a hitch in his step and a tiny kink at the tip of his tail. Jackpot loves to crawl into your lap for a serious petting session, and Dulcie, his sister, likes to tag along for the same. Jackpot will be happiest if he could be adopted with his sister Dulcie, but will be just as happy as long as he has a friend to play with. Hi, buddy. Come on up here. So my own kitties are talking to me. If you are willing to adopt both Jackpot and Dulcie together, the office may be able to give you a small discount. So just be sure that when you call the office, let them know that you saw Jackpot and you might be interested in adopting Dulcie as well. So there's one of my babies. This is my Maine Coon. His name is Cougar. Say hi, buddy. He's wanting some attention. So now I'm going to show you Dulcie, which is Jackpot's sister. And you know, a lot of times when you have two kitties that are raised together, same siblings and everything, they are happiest when they're adopted together. They've been raised together. They're brother and sister. They're siblings. They're bonded. They're tight. So there's Miss Dulcie. Her MRQ number is D2-20-4. Again, born on September 8th, 2019. So she's still under a year old. Her adoption fee would be $175, but if you were interested in adopting her with Jackpot, I'm sure the office would be able to offer you a small discount. Dulcie is a domestic long hair. She has long hair, and she's what we call a dilute tortie. Now, just because she has long hair doesn't mean that she's going to shed more than a domestic short hair kitty would. Cats shed pretty much year-round. And it's not as much as a dog normally does. But cats, for the most part, are, that's when they shed, they are usually grooming themselves and they usually ingest it. That's why occasionally you'll get a hairball, which is kind of gross, but it's part of owning a cat. It doesn't happen that often, and a lot of times they'll just pass that hairball through their body and it'll poo. So most of the time you don't have to worry about it at all. Let me tell you about Dulcie. I'll get away from all that. Dulcie is a beautiful tortoiseshell with long hair. Her colors are a little muted or washed out, which makes her what is known as a dilute tortie. Dulcie and her brother Jackpot were rescued from a local park in December, where Mom was part of the colony. Dulcie was a mama's girl, so she was the last of the litter to be brought inside. It did take a little while for Dulcie to get comfortable being an indoor kitty, but she is now happy, content, and a confident young lady. She's still a little bit shy, but is incredibly sweet. She loves to play and race around her foster home, chasing her brother and just having fun. Dulcie would be happiest if she could be adopted with her brother Jackpot. Uh, but she'd probably be just as happy as long as she has a friend to play with at home, another kitty at home to play with. Again, the foster mom I know has a small dog, so she is used to small dogs, and obviously other cats. So again, Dulcie's MRQ number is D2-20-4. If you're interested in her or Jackpot or Cleopatra, give our office a call at 714-997-0868. You're going to leave a message. You'll leave your name, your phone number, the kitty name, the kitty MRQ number if you know it, and where you happen to see the kitty at, and that way the office will be able to track down the correct kitty. If you do adopt 2 kitties from us, we are usually very generous and willing to give you a small discount. So you could certainly ask for that. I have 2 kittens that are coming back from last week. The first one up is going to be Moustache. If you remember from last week, there was Mickey, Moustache, Reese, and there was one other one, Squeak. So Mickey and Reese were both adopted. Yay, congratulations. But I still have Moustache. Stache is his foster mom calls him, and Squeak. So here is Stache. Let me read what foster mom says about Stache. Moustache, MRQ number is R3-20-1. They were born March 7th, just a few months ago, so they're just a few months old. They're babies. They did come through the shelters. So Stache is a domestic short hair tuxedo with a stache. Moustache is a little tuxedo with a perfect little white mustache. He loves his doggy friends and loves to share their bed. Stache enjoys long play sessions as well as hanging out with his foster doggy siblings. He and his brothers and sister are best friends and have learned to enjoy foot massages, nail grooming, and long cat naps. Stache would be happiest if he could be adopted with one of his siblings. The only sibling we have left is Squeak. He'd be okay on his own as long as he has a kitty buddy to grow up with. Let Stache into your heart and you won't be disappointed. He's laid back and easygoing and will give you a lifetime of love. Stache does get along with big dogs, little dogs, cats, kids, probably rabbits, who knows, chinchillas. He's probably a very good kitty with any other pet that you have in the house. So you'll see there's that picture there in the middle with him with one of the big dogs in the house. He loves his doggy friends. So, and there's all the kittens playing together. You know, getting one of these babies, he's such a little cutie pie, and I think tuxedos are always gorgeous kitties, and I love that mustache on him. He's pretty awesome. Okay, so we have, next up is Squeak. Squeak is Stache's brother. MRQ number is R3-20-3. Again, born in March, just a few months ago. Let me read what Mom says about Squeak. Squeak is a cute little tuxedo with a mostly black face and a white chin. The last 2 inches of his tail is also white, which has earned him the moniker of Tippy Tail. So the foster family calls him Tippy Tail at home. Squeak is usually busy checking anything out when it's mealtime, and thus it seems he's always the last one to arrive for dinner. Just like his siblings, he enjoys a good toe rub, but would rather be playing hard with his brothers and sisters or hanging out with his foster doggy siblings. And there you see Squeak. Now, I did not get very, very many pictures on Squeak, so, I had to do the best I could there. with what I had, but you see that he's the one that's on the far right in that picture of the 3 kittens. So again, MRQ number is R3-20-3. If you would be willing to adopt Stache and Squeak together, then I'm pretty sure the office would be able to give you a small discount. You know, there are so many benefits to having 2 kittens versus just having 1 kitten. You know, when this COVID-19 is the lockdown, when this is all over, people are going to start going back to work. Kids are going to start back going to school. That's going to leave these kittens and these babies at homes by themselves, alone, all day long, which is not fun for them. They want to have attention. They need to have somebody around. They're very social animals. So it's really important that, you know, you are prepared to give these kittens you know, that the attention that they need, and a lot of times what that means is they need to have a buddy. So having 2 kittens is not very much more expensive than having just 1 kitten, and it means that that kitten is not left at home by himself. He's got a friend to be there. It keeps him out of trouble as opposed to keep getting them into trouble, because, you know, when a kitten's by himself, they get lonely, they get bored, they can sometimes get destructive. And, you know, if they've got that buddy, then they've got somebody to play with and keep their attention, you know, off of destroying things. And, you know, it's always best to have 2 kittens, if you're, especially with the babies. Now, that doesn't mean that there are some kittens that are singles that are super independent. They don't really need to have another kitty around or even another pet around. I've had a couple of fosters like that, but they're few and far between. So if at all possible, if you're looking for a single kitty, you want to get a kitty probably a little bit older, one that we have a better idea of what the personality is like. The babies, they need to have a buddy. Cats can only learn from other cats, so it is important that if you're looking for a baby, and that is what you have your heart set on, is getting a little baby, then really seriously consider taking 2 kittens. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more kitty today. Her name is Lola. Lola is gorgeous. Lola is a gray Maine Coon mix. Now, that does mean that she is in the exotic breed range, so that puts her adoption fee at $200. She is 2 years old, so we may be able to offer a small discount based on her age. Not saying that the age is a problem, it's just that when they're older, the older they get, the harder it is for us to find adoptive families for them. People generally don't want older kitties, and I don't understand that, because these older kitties, you know, she's just 2 years old. She's still a baby. You know, cats live 15, 16 years on average, and I've known people that have had their cats for 20, 25, 26, 28 years. So just because she's a little bit older, she's not a baby anymore, but she's not, you know, she's not a big kitty. She is a Maine Coon mix, which means that she's not a full-bred Maine Coon. Maine Coons are one of the largest breeds of cats. They can get to be extremely large kitties. My own Maine Coon, he is a mix, which means that he's not as big as he could be, and neither is Miss Lola. She is pretty petite. Let me read her stats really quick. She was born in January, March, April 1st, so she's an April Fool's baby in 2018. Her MRQ number is 1S, as in Sam, 4-20-0. Let me read you, it's just a very short paragraph on Miss Lola. This is what her foster mom wrote. In terms of her personality, she is nothing but sweet. She loves to be petted and scratched and will adore you for brushing her. She is a little shy at first, but loves affection. One thing that stands out about her is she makes the sweetest little chirping sounds. She's perfect with the litter box and pretty much great in every way. I did speak with the foster mom, and foster mom tells me that she was just recently tested, FELV, FIV tested, and it returned negative, so that is a benefit for adopting Lola. I can't tell you, Maine Coon cats are very dog-like, so if you're looking for a Maine Coon and you think Lola would fit in with your family, I would say definitely call and get your name on the list right now. We don't get Maine Coons very often, so and there's a lot of people that are looking for them. So, like I said, her adoption fee is $200. MRQ number is 1S as in Sam, 4-20-0. Call our office at 714-997-0868 if you're interested in Lola. Leave your name, your phone number, the kitty name, the MRQ number, and where you happen to see that kitty at, and somebody will give you a call back as quickly as they can. That's really all I have for you today, and I'm not going to go into a whole lot of other things here. I do want to let you know that if you are going to be picking up a kitty from our office, things that you need to know is, first, you need to call our office and make an appointment. We're doing appointments only, and that's just because during this COVID-19, we want to make sure everyone stays safe, so we don't want everyone showing up at the office just whenever they want. We need to make sure that there's an appointment, and you follow that appointment time. Please do not miss your appointment time. If you do, stay in your car before you come into the office and call again, making sure the office is empty, and that they are prepared for you, because, again, it's by appointment. So if you are late, somebody else may be ready and be there. So please call again if you miss your appointment time, before you go into the building. Next is make sure that you are wearing masks. They are required. If you have gloves, that would be even better, to wear gloves in there. Again, this is to go if you're going to pick up a kitty from our office. When you go to the office, only one adult. Please do not bring children into the office. We're trying to keep everybody as safe as possible, which means that we need to limit the number of exposures to other people. If you can, please leave your kids at home. Next, you want to bring a carrier. You'll want one that is big enough for your kitty to stand up and turn around. If you're getting a kitten, that buying a small carrier right now is fine, but your kitten is going to become a cat within about a year. So make sure that, if you don't want to be buying another carrier in a year, make sure you get one for the size of the kitten you're going to have, which a lot of times they are a little bit bigger. Let's see. Next is make sure you want to put a small blanket or a towel in the bottom of the carrier. That gives your new kitty a place to stand that's nice and soft, or if they want to lay down. So that way they're not kind of sliding all over the bottom of a plastic carrier. And finally, for your payment, for your fee payment, bring a credit card or cash. We do not accept checks, and I do not believe there is an ATM nearby. There is a Target across the street, but again, if you bring cash, please bring enough to cover your entire adoption fee. And that's all that you need to know about our office. And let's see, one last thing. Gosh, let's put this one up. This is just links and information. Our website, MeoowzResQ.org. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/MeoowzResQ. And then if you go to MeoowzResQ.org/virtual-adoptions, there is some information, and that information is right there. Information that I put up there, the basically stuff that I kind of go over here during these adoption events. It talks about the adoption application. You'll need to request one through email. I've also placed up there the adoption fees, which I've already showed you. I've listed other ways that you can help out MeoowzResQ if you're not able to foster, if you're not able to, volunteer, or you can't adopt. Maybe you really can't donate a whole lot right now, but there are other ways that you can help out. For example, you don't even have to spend any extra money if you go to, if you do any shopping at like Ralph's. You can actually set up on your Ralph's account to donate to a nonprofit organization, and MeoowzResQ is listed there. So you don't pay any more money out. There's a portion of the price that you pay to the store that gets in turn paid back to a nonprofit, and all you need to do is go into your Ralph's account and set MeoowzResQ as that receiving nonprofit. If you go to Chewy.com, the first time you order from Chewy.com through MeoowzResQ link, and I think I put it on the website there, if you use that link and go to Chewy.com, they'll donate $40 to us if you're for your first time user, if your first visit, your first order. It's a little confusing, but they've got it all figured out. I think that's really it. Let me double check and look through here one more quick time. I think I gave you all the information that you need to know, the adoption process. Okay, that's really about it. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye for today. Thank you for joining me, and we really appreciate, it's my kitties making noise. We really appreciate all your support, and if at all possible, if you're able to donate, we would appreciate that as well. If you find your kitty, please give our office a call. Gosh, you know what? Come back next week, and I'm sure that we'll have another kitty or two, and hopefully we'll be able to show you some more kitties. So until then, keep chasing that red light. Thanks.